up, me loves, I'm Nat, and welcome back to my channel, Nat at North. Fellow Renegades, happy Tuesday. It is a Nat's Chats episode again, and this one is going to be quite memorable because my first reaction last week was to Ren's Uninvited. It was Nat's Poll's first ever winner, so that was January of 2026. And oh my goodness, I was just so thankful that I got to do this reaction, especially coming off of the Starry Night launch and the drop and all of that kind of intensity that the previous week had to offer. So fantastic choice. I had a blast with this first reaction. I feel like you guys are really getting to know me pretty well. And it definitely exposed my naughty side. I was introduced to a more cheekier Ren that honestly, at first, in the first reaction, it did really surprise me. Because I've just never seen him in this way before. I've definitely seen him, you know, a bit more sensual when it came to like Back on 74, exploring different genres. But most of the stuff, especially with the tales, has been quite dark. So for me, I just so appreciated seeing this really cute, funny side to his personality. So your comments were hilarious. We're going to get into those today. But first of all, the one thing that struck me as very strange was the fact that anytime I've seen, you know, a lot of Ren's work, it seems to be more in colours either like light, so white, which represents the light, or a lot of reds and like darker colours such as blacks. So I was kind of perplexed as to why the whole lyric video was in this kind of light purpley colour. So I did do a bit of delving into what that means and what the significance is. I just found it a very unique choice of colour when it came to the imagery. So as my research has it, lighter shades of purple represent wisdom and spirituality. And lighter purples also resemble romantic energy, which is fitting very well for this. Even though a few of you think that it might have been a one-night stand that he was talking about, we'll get into that later and I'll tell you my theories on that for sure. Purple hearts as well, you know, like emojis and stuff that's used, it kind of is a way to support admiration of that person. And it is a way of like adding a bit of elegance to the message as well. So I just found that, you know, quite interesting, that information that I found. And again, I wasn't expecting a lyric video, to be quite honest with you. That's why I had the captions on throughout. I know a few people have said, oh, you know, why have you got the captions on? It was a first reaction, so I had literally no idea what I was getting myself in for, and I wasn't sure, do I switch them off? Like, is he going to be making an appearance? I just really did not know. It made me really listen to the lyrics, and it wasn't until the second time around that the second watch, that I really honed into the hilarious imagery. Oh my goodness, guys, I can't believe I missed this first time around, but I was just so shocked. I loved it. I thought it was so much fun, but it just wasn't something I was expecting from Ren. So now that I kind of know his cheeky side of his character, that he is a bit playful, I'll definitely look out for that more in the future when I'm doing my reactions. Another thing I wanted to point out, I don't know what this is a little bit kind of disgusting in a weird way, but a lot of the imagery in the beginning, so let's say like the first verse. So you came in uninvited, two planets collided. I don't really like it being on my own. Take that how you like it. I don't really mind if you're still undecided. Please just let me know. There is a lot, and also throughout, but I definitely noticed it in the first verse. There's a lot of imagery of like, let's just say liquids being splashed onto the screen. And now that I have listened to the whole song a few times and I really do get this playful kind of sexual innuendos throughout, I do feel as though that kind of has a meaning. A little bit minging, but I thought I'd leave that with you to have think about. Did you pick up on this as well? So I did find that pretty hilarious. So let's get into the first comment here. When it came to the imagery, Belle Davius, you say, oh, the imagery is definitely not random. That was my first take, honestly. Let's see. Glazed donuts, exploding soda bottles, rocket ships, train going through into a tunnel. Totally not random. Smiley face or shocked face. I don't know how you want to take that. Thank you for that comment and for bringing my attention to these naughty images. Yes, very, very fitting. Very, very telling here, guys. So we have, could you do that thing I like? Exploding soda bottle. Oh my goodness, how did I miss this? Woo. Would you get behind also exploding soda bottle, guys? Let me make my presentation in personal procreation. Train going into tunnel. I wonder what that could mean. Well, I get it now. Thanks to you, Renegades, you see. You always just, you know, lead me into the light, or in this case, maybe it's a little bit of the dark. So yes, thank you for that amazing explanation of these things that obviously you guys are just tainting my mind because I did not pick up on this first time around. Okay, guys? This is one of my favourite comments. Rhino4588, you say, shake my fries. It just perplexed me. I did not know. What are these fries? I just assumed that only Ren would know this, seems though he wrote the song. What are Ren's fries, guys? What is this all about? What is this a metaphor for? Shake my fries, ... Think of the motion you make when shaking a spice bag. Yeah, I guess that, yeah, I've definitely shaken a spice bag before, let's just say that. Yeah, so thank you for opening my mind to this creative imagery and what the fries mean. My life makes sense now. I will never look at a bag of fries in the same way, so thank you very much for that, Rhino. And then I was also very shocked when it seems as though, you know, the beginning's quite playful, but then it gets really, really sexual towards the middle and end. I think you know where I'm going with this, guys. So we're shaking my fries, but then Ren wants us to open wide. I wonder what that could mean. My mind is just going very many different places, so let's swiftly move on to the next comment. I'm getting ripped here by Kevin. So Kevin McLaughlin, 8975, you say, glad it is very early in the morning and no one else is in the office, laughing non-stop and spit tea all over my keyboard. So apologies about the keyboard, but I'm glad that I gave you a bit of a chuckle in the morning. That's what it's all about. And the imagery, come on, Nat. The donut with the pink icing is pretty obvious. Just need to add in the fries. Laughy face, laughy face. Yeah, so the donut, I was like, is this temptation? You guys really are tainting my mind, by the way. I'm just going to see the world so differently now that I've listened and looked at Ren's Uninvited. So yeah, very, very intrigued. And this is the donut in question. Iced holes, that's all we'll say. I know where you're going with this. Very, very clever, Ren. Very clever. I really do wonder when they sat down to do this video. First of all, how hilarious would it be if it was an actual music video with Ren in it? I don't know what direction it would take or how they'd do this. Yeah, so I wonder how Ren and his team came up with the idea of the imagery and just doing a lyric video to this. And you can just imagine, I could just imagine them maybe having a few drinks, perhaps not Ren, but maybe having a few drinks, you know, sat around the kitchen island, just having a blast and coming up with like the naughtiest, dirtiest things that they can get away with. Oh, I'd love to be part of that conversation and a fly on the wall. Because it's like innuendos, isn't it? You could actually look at this like my innocent mind and just think, oh, you know, it's just a song about love. It's just a romantic song. However, if you're on the dark side and you're a little bit more cheeky and naughty, then you will get exactly what he's talking about. And this sounds wild. Just bear with me here, guys. Just stay with me. So one of the first times that, you know, the Disney movie Shrek was released, me and my siblings and my mum and my stepfather, we actually went to the cinema to watch it. And there's a lot of very, very naughty innuendos in Shrek. And who was laughing the loudest? Well, it was the parents. So my stepdad was laughing so hard because they say things and the kids are like, huh? And the parents just know exactly what it's all about. This reminded me a little bit of this song. Yeah. So I guess it is one of those that you can just, you know, play around the house with the kids. No big deal, because I really cannot wait to introduce my children to Ren's work. But unfortunately, not very age appropriate. Age 4 and age 6. A lot of swear words, a lot of things that I just kind of at the moment want to shelter them from a little bit. Could definitely probably get away with Uninvited. So I'll tell you how that goes, guys. Yeah, can't stop thinking about glazed donuts and glazed holes, to be honest with you. Let's move on. So this is one of my favourite comments. It's absolutely hilarious. I did not notice this until the second or third watch because I'm so innocent, apparently. At Ray Yuckman, did you notice it changed from get inside to come inside? Yeah, I kind of noticed the come inside at the end, but I didn't notice that transition. So very, very clever. We have the fries there. So we have the fries then open wide. I mean, it's just amping up. Wherever Ren is, he's just getting hotter by the second, isn't it? Oh my goodness, it's getting more intense. Yes. It's Chow Yun Smut. This is Ren mocking the tradition Let's Hook Up song with pure, unmitigated cheek. First time I saw this lyric video, I was dead with laughter. Some of the visuals he chose, like the exploding soda bottle for the come inside, the whole thing is Nowt But Filth. So you are obviously northern and I have an extra appreciation for this. Worded and spaced in such a way to make those who aren't listening carefully think that it's purely innocent and a bit of a love song. If you want more like this, you need Love Music 1 to 4 and definitely Back on 74/Message in a Bottle. And then it says loads of playful, cheeky Ren. So thank you so much for this comment. And yes, I guess it's just maybe how streetwise you are, how experienced you are, how innocent you may be, of course. So Love Music 1 to 4. I don't really know what this is. I expect it's a series, but I cannot wait to explore this. A few of you guys have got on and commented and said I'd love this one. So just watch this space. I'm definitely going to explore that in the near future. So thank you so much for the recommendation. And yes, we all appreciated the humour that is Ren. This is from my friend at Stuart/K6U. This was the song played on the radio when Ren's Sick Boy album got to #1, beating Drake and Rick Astley's. It's good, all the renegades can come together to watch this. Laughy face, shake my fries, shake my fries. Bit of an anticlimax at the end. Ren's idea of a good love song. Another banger indeed, thanks Nat. Oh my goodness. So I had no idea that it finally, he actually got like one of his bloody songs played on the radio, because it seems as though it's non-existent. I just love this, and I love the fact that they've done that to kind of, it's like I said in the first reaction, it really does seem like a feel-good kind of drivey song, puts you in a great mood for the day, uplifts your spirits, it's very energetic, and I love seeing this side to Ren. So it is true what you say, a bit of an anticlimax at the end. It kind of has this weird, I don't even know what it's called, but it's like this weird sound as if like the letting out of a balloon or ooh kind of thing. That sounds really weird, I know. I am no beatboxer or anything by any stretch of the imagination. But yeah, so I'm just kind of like, well, is that just the evening coming to an end? Or I don't know, did the Uber driver just knock on the door and deliver the food and it kind of killed the mood? Who will know? I also noticed at the end of the screen where it says Ren Uninvited and you hear this noise that there is like a broken purple heart. So maybe in the end somebody might have got attached and might have got the heart broken after all. Maybe they just got a bit too attached to this. So I'm glad I gave you a chuckle. Thank you for letting me know about the one song that's been played on the radio. They need to just play more of Ren stuff, honestly, they really do. At Holly Lewis-J2H, Nat, that was brilliant. I was laughing out loud. Ren has this effect on all of us. One night stand? Oh God, yes. We all get a hall pass for him. And I so agree. The hall pass has been initiated, people. Okay? All for the renegades. Yeah, I'm afraid it just is what it is. Okay? That's life. Just accept. Accept the defeat. And I'm glad you enjoyed the reaction. I could get a little bit of a smile out of you. Fantastic. And a one night stand, I'm not entirely sure about this, to be honest with you, because it does seem as though when he says, do that thing that I like, and I don't know, I just kind of get more of a vibe that it's not a one night stand, that these people have been fornicating for a while, and it is just this idea of an F buddy, I think that's what the kids call it these days, and they've just been in and out of their lives very, very casually, and like I said, at the end of the video, there is a broken purple heart. So I do feel as though through this process that perhaps there has been an unintentional attachment and they've had to break it off for whatever reason. I don't know why that is. For some reason, I don't feel as though that it's Ren that has been heartbroken, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. So thank you so much, Holly Lewis, and I'm all for the hall pass for sure. It's Tribute 1965. You say, not a dry scene. I just love these comments, are hilarious, guys. Not a dry seat in the house. ... Perfect. And there wasn't either, guys. There was not. It is true, okay? Factual evidence. And then it gets even better at Carl Becker 8775. Yeah, Ren had fun with this one. In a strange way. Okay. Okay. Yeah, Ren had fun with this one in a strange in a strange weather event. All the women Scientists are still trying to figure it out. I wonder if Percy's trying to figure it out. Oh my god, yes. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna lose it, guys. We've got to move on. We've got to move on. You guys are a perfect cheeky match. Well, my work here is done then, isn't it? Let's just say, this is my dream. I think we are, and I think the message needs to get to Ren. You know, we just could be this power couple. It'd be Nat of the North and cheeky Ren. What do you think, guys? At David Wood 9042, Naughty at North. Yes, okay, we're changing the name now, guys. Definitely after Uninvited. I am the Naughty of the North, aren't I? Well, especially after you guys telling me all these innuendos and all of the imagery. It's opened my mind. So yes, maybe I have to have a vote. Maybe I'll just change my name to Naughty at North. I like that a lot. Thank you so much. At Woody Woodman 2319, the imagery paints the picture perfectly. LOL. Somebody needs to warn Ren of her. ... She might hurt you. Smiley face. Well, I don't know if I'd hurt him. I'd be very kind. I'd be very gentle, I feel like. After all, apparently we are the perfect match and I am Naughty at North. So just put 2 and 2 together. I'll just leave you with this one to have a little bit of a think about, okay? At Lowen's Lowrider, from Starry Night to Starry Night. Laughy face, laughy face, laughy face. So, how do you interpret this, guys? I will leave it to your imagination. Whew, that was a very, very fun episode of Nat's Chats. Thank you so much. And I can't wait to explore this love music series thing. I have to look into that and see how I'm going to do it. If there's a few different parts, I'm not entirely sure. But I had a blast with you. I loved reading the comments, always do, but this time around it really did give me a chuckle and added a smile to my face. So, it is Renegade Tuesday. So with that being said, we do have another first reaction today that's just been released, and it is to my first ever reaction of Ren's band, The Big Push. I Shot the Sheriff / Road to Zion / Hip Hop, the live busking version. Oh my goodness. I've opened a can of worms now. I was saying in the first reaction, I just can't wait to delve more into The Big Push. I was blown away by this performance and loved seeing Ren really just in his natural environment that he started out with, which was busking and doing live street performance. So please do go and check that out. And in the meantime, I will be back next Renegade Tuesday with another Nat's Chats where we will be discussing The Big Push. Take care wherever you are in the world, and ta-ra for now.